Yeah, the breaking news this morning that Liam Payne has died after what we're told is falling from a balcony, three-storey balcony in Argentina, in Buenos Aires, at the age of 31. David Woiwod, have we got David there? David Woiwod is covering it from LA. He is, of course, the 7 News US Bureau Chief, who we've spoken to from time to time on the show. Pretty shocking news for us to wake up to this morning, David. I'm sure you're just getting your head around it at the moment as well, mate. But what can you tell our audience? What are the facts at the moment?
Yeah, guys, incredibly sad news. Good morning. We are just learning about this in the past few hours. And look, as you point out, information is very scant at the moment. We've got a few lines coming out of the local emergency services there, but essentially, as you pointed out there, the 31-year-old singer, he had been in Argentina, in Buenos Aires. He'd been staying at a hotel. He'd been staying on the 3rd floor, we are told. And just a couple of hours ago, his body was actually found within the courtyard of that building. Now, the exact circumstances surrounding that is very clearly now the subject of an investigation as they try and figure out. But we know that while he was staying in that hotel, that staff there had reported the presence of a man, according to them, acting aggressively, potentially under the influence of drugs or alcohol. That is according to local media reporting from local emergency services. And then there was, very short time after the discovery of Liam Payne's body, the emergency crews there have also said that there was no possibility for them to actually save Payne's life, very sadly, that he had very serious injuries, a direct quote from them, and that he had a fracture at the base of his skull. So incredibly sad news, yeah. And of course, he was the former One Direction singer. We all know that. He was loved. He had millions of fans right across the world. He was actually in Argentina to attend the concert of a former One Direction bandmate, Niall Horan, so that's why he was there. And it has ended in tragedy.
I see that the head of the state emergency medical system in Argentina, in Buenos Aires, has declined to comment as to whether he jumped or fell by accident. But the hotel where it occurred, do we know if that was where he was actually staying?
Well, yes. It's been inferred that he was staying in that hotel room. We'll wait for confirmation on all of that. And as you point out, they don't know whether or not this was a case of a man jumping, very sadly. We know that he'd been very open about his mental health battles in the past, that he had recently split with his record management, that he'd recently decided to pull an album that had been scheduled to come out. There was a few things that had been going on in Liam's life at the time. Or we don't know whether or not this is something else at play. There's just nothing to point to either scenario at this stage, and that'll form part of this larger investigation.
Have any of the One Direction other band members come out with any comments at this early stage?
Not that we've seen. Not that we have seen just yet, but we would well expect all of them to come out. Of course, the band disbanded a few years ago. They had their own problems, but a lot of them there's still a lot of friendships within that group. We haven't heard from any of them. We've heard from Paris Hilton. She's praised her friend, and she has given his family her best wishes as well. Of course, very sadly, he does have a young boy by the name of Bear that he had with the former Girls Aloud singer Cheryl Cole as well. So a tragic story here for that family and for that young boy as well to lose his father in the most horrific of ways.
Well, I'm sure you'll be chasing up as many details as you can get through the morning. And did we know when this happened, David? Like, is it just a matter of hours ago that it happened? It's obviously burst.
Yeah, it was just a matter. Yep. Yeah, it was just a matter of hours ago. It broke fairly quickly after that. In fact, we've just got pictures coming into the newsroom now from Buenos Aires, from that hotel in Palermo, a suburb there in the northern part of the city. And already we've seen, the hotel has been roped off, but there has just been a growing crowd over the past few hours, as well as that news is just breaking.
All right, well, we'll get the very latest tonight, 7 News. There he is, the US Bureau Chief, David Woiwod. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.